key change. Hey everyone, my name is Christoph Jakob. I'm a music composer for video games. Side Order has finally dropped in Splatoon 3, and as you may have noticed, I've been streaming this new roguelite mode for quite a bit. There's honestly so much to praise about Side Order. On this channel here, we're gonna appreciate the music first and foremost. And I want to break down a bunch of the songs. I think they are not just good or great, I think they are phenomenal and fantastic. I'm going to put a little spoiler warning at the beginning of every Side Order music analysis video. So if you haven't played Side Order yourself yet, go play it first, and then you can come back to find out what I think about the music. If you're still there, let's check out the tutorial boss theme, UNCONSCIENCE. Let's go! One instrument. Nice vocal sound. Oh, okay. Okay. Interesting so-called rhythmic syncopation. Despite how simplistic and straightforward the beginning of this tune may be, there are a couple of things that I'd like to point out which are really interesting to me. First, let's listen to the main motif. And I mean listen closely. It sounds like this. Pretty much the essence of Splatoon 2 lies in this little motif. More specifically, the fairly subtle use of the so-called Dorian Scale. The Dorian Scale is just like your regular minor scale, but instead of a flat 6, you have a regular 6. And that sounds roughly like this. Rip Entry from Wet Floor from Splatoon 2 is also based on this scale, for example. It's a neat little detail that can help make a tune sound just a little bit more quirky and odd, but in a good way. Another element I really like is what's going on rhythmically. How did you feel after the drums kicked in after a couple of seconds, Tim? Did you also feel like your brain needed to adjust to the rhythm? That is because there's an unexpected rhythmic syncopation happening here, a phenomenon that is not always that easy to describe, and not everyone perceives it the same way. You hear a motif or a melody and you automatically start hearing a rhythm. But this rhythm that you're hearing can actually be wrong or not what the composers intended. Once the drums kick in, your brain is more or less shifted back into place and you hear the actual rhythm that you're supposed to hear. I'll try to demonstrate what I mean. At the very beginning of the tune, it sounds like this. Da 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 da. Once the drums kick in, you notice that it's actually meant to be like this. Da 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 da. Did you know that I've written a bunch of fan-made Splatoon music myself? I'm actually open for commissions. More info in the description below and on my website. The vocals sound so weak in a way. I don't mean that in a bad way though. Very straightforward rhythm. And bass too. The rhythm is super straightforward, as we figured out by now. One new addition to the tune are the vocals. I really like how whispery and thin the vocals sound. It sounds like Marina is running low on energy, which, given the circumstances of where this plays, makes total sense. Also notice how basically the entire tune so far has just been one single chord. No chord changes, no key changes, no tempo changes, nothing. Barely any variation either. It's a very straightforward motif and groove, and that actually gives the vocals some room to shine.
I think they should have added a kazoo bone during this section. So that people go, hey, that's the boss theme with the kazoo bone. That is so creative. Oh my god, I gotta tell all my friends. I love Blue Shirt Chris.
No one would ever say that to you. I think it's just one single chord. Oh, this is new. The vocals seem to be doing the same though. Let's quickly talk about the instruments that are being used here. Notice how there's not even one single normal instrument in this tune. And this might be a bit of a spoiler, but there doesn't really seem to be an actual instrument in the vast majority of the soundtrack. It's definitely a stylistic choice to focus mainly on synths, vocals, and all sorts of weird bits and bleeps. Unconscience is still focusing on just one single chord. The motif is more or less outlining a C-sharp minor 7 chord. Without much change throughout the entire piece of music. Until now. Since there's not actually a full chord being played at any point, it can sometimes be quite hard to pinpoint exactly which chord is being used here. We're either moving to an A major 7 or A major 9 chord, or to an F sharp minor add 9 chord with an A in the bass. To me personally, the latter sounds better. What also makes this section so great is that the vocals don't even really change. It's the chords behind the vocals that do change. And that increases the intensity in a way. Speaking of increasing the intensity... Ah, key change. I like how whiny the vocals sound. I don't mean that in a bad way either, though. They did not need to go so hard, but they did. And I like that. Earlier I said that there wasn't a single chord change and that there also wasn't a single key change. Well, we've just had one single chord change and we now do have one single key change. And it's not just any key change, it's a really interesting one. I would argue that it's one of the most tense kind of key changes in all of music. The tune is moving from C sharp minor up 3 semitones to E minor, which by itself sounds like this. This kind of move is very bold in a way. You're moving to a new key that has next to nothing in common with your original key. The motif that's being played is the exact same though, just transposed into the new key. So you might honestly not even notice a key change at all. This climax section really brings out the best in Marina's voice too. She no longer sounds whispery and quiet, but instead she sounds very determined to break out of the current state she's in. I'm honestly a huge fan of the vocals in this section. One little detail I like is how they sound like they are falling apart here and there. You know, you can sometimes hear some subtle voice cracks and the likes. I honestly love stuff like that. There's so much passion in this performance. Also, this Octo expansion reference is so cool. I love it. Thanks for watching. Like this video and subscribe to this channel if you have not already. Follow me on my socials and feel free to join my Discord server. Did you know that I've written a bunch of Splatoon inspired fan-made songs in the past? On my project Splash 2, I even included 2 fan-made side order tracks. I would honestly love to hear your opinions on that. I'm actually open for commissions. More info in the description below and on my website. With all that being said, let me know which side order track you want me to react to next, and I'll see you all next time.